Motherfuckers had interesting discussion with that girl just Pearly Things. Used to be with the Triggered Podcast, Trigger Cast or some shit. But
All right, that's the chick that had the racist dude on her podcast, right?
yeah. She had the racist Nick Fuentes on her podcast and was just joking with him and was like, "Yeah, slavery exaggerated. It wasn't that bad. Mythical." Yeah, her. So she was on a show and they had the comment about is being um in favor of what is it what is it homogenous racial relationships. I don't know how do you call it, non-mixed relationships. People in favor of people that don't like mixed race mixing. Irish people should be with Irish people, black people be with black people, Spaniards with Spaniards, so on and so forth, right?
I mean, homogenous can mean both ways. So I don't know what it may be a catch-all term now, meaning all white, but homogenous just means perfectly mixed together. Oh. Uniform is what, but it means a bunch of different things mixed together uniformly. So I don't see how homogenous would be all
it's
white.
Not homogenous. I mean,
separate. I mean, it may be. I've heard.
I don't. But you know
I've
what
heard of stranger. I've heard of stranger utilization of words.
Hey, fuck the word. I ain't make it up, so I don't care about it. I don't care about mine. But if you could bring that video up real quick, you got it.
Make sure you're subscribing to the S.O.S podcast on YouTube.
If you can cut to like 53 minutes on that video for me. And dude had the response you're supposed to have anytime anybody say some dumb shit about this interracial dating thing. But you got to hear the setup, and I can't phrase it right now.
He is incredibly toxic.
I'm just telling you my personal experience with him. We filmed hours and hours and hours of footage with him. There was that one to me, if you watch the full clip, it puts it in a little bit of context. Yeah. But he was really polite. He showed up on time. Like we just. Yeah.
He also
and honestly, he did a panel, and he spoke about his opinions on race mixing, and a lot of people agreed with him.
Okay, but that doesn't change whether it's racist or not, right? But what I'm getting
I'm curious. Yeah. Do you think it's racist, like if I'm Irish and I say I want to date someone that's Irish? Do you think that's racist?
No, but if I say to you, you're Irish, therefore you shouldn't date a black man, that is racist, yeah.
If you're Irish because when he spoke about it on the show,
that was it. She's stupid. She didn't get it. She's a fucking idiot or plays idiot to disguise her agenda. But
the etymology of homogeneous, homos, genos, same race.
Hey.
And now I know.
hey, your boy be right a little bit halfway sometimes. But yeah, so I thought that was a perfect response to that dumbass question. Like it's okay to be prideful in your race. It's okay to have an affinity for your own race. It's okay to have a preference for Italian men or women if you are an Italian man or a woman. You know what I mean?
That's a slippery slope there.
You know what I mean? Why's that slippery slope?
It's preference. I would prefer the word attraction there, rather than preference, because preference, as we all know, is different than attraction.
Hey, look, I don't know what to tell. I don't know. I don't want.
It's almost not okay to have a preference for your own kind. If you have an attraction to them, that means one thing, but the preference leads to preferential treatment.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you got first dibs. I didn't consider. I didn't consider dating any other race of woman. Never.
Yeah, so that would be more of a sexual attraction, hopefully based in sexual attraction, not a preconceived preference. You see what I'm saying?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't. I don't mean you
It's
gotta
hard to
follow
explain. If you don't see what I'm saying, it's hard to explain. It's just a preconceived practice, a preconceived uh preference for them without having a sexual attraction to them almost reads to me as a prejudice for other people.
No, well, I have a prejudice for my people. I don't have a. I don't have a bias against other people,
But
but I have
that's
a
what a
prejudice for
preference
my own.
reads to me.
I like my own more. I
That's
prefer to be with my own. I've been attracted to all sorts of race of
you
women.
don't hear how any of this is sounding like literally hear it.
Hey, look.
Just imagine if you were a white man. Wouldn't any of that
I don't have a
sound?
problem with a white man saying that, though. That's the thing, and that's the point of what the man said in response to that. It's nothing wrong with you wanting to date an Irish person if you are Irish, but it's wrong for you to say you should not date that black man because you are an Irish person. That's crazy. That's the racist thing. The other thing isn't racist, and I feel like I don't
I
know.
think one of them is both of them are racist, and one of them is the explanation for the other one.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, you can be prideful, be attracted. You be attracted to whoever the fuck you want to. You would say, yeah, I don't like Chinese women. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. To say they're unworthy of dating, that's something completely different. So yeah, I agree with that motherfucker.
But do you understand how that shit sounds? Like I don't have a preference. I'm not attracted to is one thing. Nobody can fucking hang you for your attraction. But
Hmm.
for you to shirk even to say attraction in lieu of other adjectives, it makes me feel like it's based in other adjectives. Like not attraction, which is what sexual manifestation should be based in, I believe. I believe.
Yeah, but a relationship isn't just solely based on sexual manifestation. And if you just have it based on that, then you're going to have a very, very shallow relationship. It should be
I
based on
mean,
a
it just
number of
starts there.
things. And one of which I based mine on was culture and shared experience. And I thought for me, that was very important.
I mean, culturally shared experience comes second in lieu of fucking sexual attraction. Like
Yeah.
Nah,
if she don't make my dick move, I don't give a fuck what we share in experiences.
Hmm.
but for me, it doesn't come second because, yeah, you could make my dick move, but yeah, okay, next on the checklist. Well, you're not that, so
But
yeah.
but you
So
trying to tell
that
me
could
so
be
you
first or say it doesn't matter. I'm not even gonna. It doesn't even matter if you can make my dick jump if you weren't black. Didn't even fucking matter. Not a thought in my mind.
but the opposite conversely. What if they're black and just everything else but don't make your move? That's the person for
Then
you?
that's not the woman for me.
Exactly. So sexual attraction is paramount.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't. Man, look. Eh, eh.
That preference shit comes after
Again,
sexual attraction.
but again, I can say it the other way around too. And
I don't think so. I don't think you can. I don't think
I don't
you
think I can.
because you could take sexual attraction and marry
I
that person.
can't marry you if you're not black. How about that? What are we talking about? I can't marry you if I'm not sexually attracted to you. Also, couldn't marry you if you wasn't black.
All right, so put it like this: if you got black and sexual attraction and everything else on your list, if sexual attraction was off of the list, no marriage. If black was off of the list, no marriage. If sexual attraction and all that if sexual attraction was there and black was there and all that other shit was off the list, I think you could still go. But if sexual attraction wasn't there and if black was there and sexual attraction was gone and all that other shit was there, I don't think you'll go. I think sexual attraction beats that black experience shit for everybody.
Mm.
Like that motherfucker could be the perfect person, but if they wasn't sexually attractive, boom. But
That's
that
what
motherfucker could be
that's
black,
what
sexually
separates
attracted.
it. That's what separates it from being racist. I'm
But
not
this,
saying that everybody of my skin tone has to think in my mentality, or else I will shun or rebuke them. I said I do this because this is how I want to be. I'm not going to judge anybody else wanting for doing what they felt they wanted to do. That's your
I'm just
business. Do
really
your
trying to
shit.
get to the emotion.
I do the shit that I wanted to do, and I did. I was intentional about my shit.
I'm just really trying to get to the minutia of preference and why it
I
sounds
know
so
it feels like you want to
icky
get
to
into
me.
them. I don't.
No, it just sounds so icky to me.
I
Preference
don't know why it sounds icky to you.
because it's because a motherfucker can base their preference in anything, like your race,
Yes,
like
you
not
can.
liking niggas.
You can. But when you think that it is improper for that white girl to date that black
But a
man,
motherfucker ain't gonna never
then
tell
you're
you what it
racist.
feel like how niggas
It don't
smell.
matter what you tell me. It just matter what is. We I don't. We talking in a clinical hypothetical situation.
Right? Yes,
So we know
exactly.
the parameters that we in which we're discussing.
A
So it's no
clinical
need to talk
hypothetical
about this
situation.
covert racist motherfucker who don't have these closeted feelings. We talking about this shit that's up front because we only gonna deal with the upfrontness.
Okay. All right. Well, carry on.
Right.
Because you're right. I'm expressly speaking to the fact that it leaves way for covertness.
Yeah.
So if we're just hypothetically speaking, and we're hypothetically keeping it above board, and everybody's telling you as they feel, then yes, there's nothing wrong with saying that. But again, I'm speaking to actual human nature and actual those two humans in the video. But if we're hypotheticalizing it to what in a perfect world, like you're saying, sure, there's nothing wrong with that language. But in practice, I find it very, very off putting.
I mean, you can. That's fair. I mean, you could be off put by it. I'm not. I actually, to be completely transparent, I prefer my racists 1960 styles racists. Now I haven't exactly experienced 1960s style racism, but hear me out first. I'm more willing to deal with that in that context and approach it, handle it in a different fashion. Hindsight being 2020, man, lunch counter sit-ins and shit like that probably might not have been necessarily the best way to go. Armed militias, guards, and things like that may have been the more prudent way to address the situation because we went there in suits and dressed up shirts and with our hair all nice and neat. They beat the shit out of us, and then they followed us home and tore our cribs up. Had we had some shit at the crib to defend ourselves with, then maybe ties would have turned it into being a little bit different in them situations. Just saying. I think that approach should have been looked at a little bit more closely, I'll say. And with that approach, I think we can be okay. Period. My sentiment. She said they had guns back in the day. Yeah, they did. They had some guns back in the day. The other motherfuckers had more. But more importantly, today we don't have guns and we should have guns. That's why I said, hey, black people, Second Amendment rights, exercise them, please. And also, our people had guns. Yeah, we weren't using the motherfuckers. We didn't start really, I don't think, seeing a lot of black people with guns until the Panthers started coming out and walking to the White House with their shotguns and shit.
And laws immediately changed.
It was like, oops, wait a minute. Y'all been
Hey,
reading, huh?